day, everyone. I'm Queenie Solapas, and now I will report the step in social work helping process. The social work helping process, unlike the problem solving, it is not just a cognitive process. The social work helping process involves a relationship between the two parties, namely the worker and the client. It is a fluid and dynamic interaction of a social worker and its clients directed toward development and problem solving. The following are the sequential steps in social work helping process. Assessment, the beginning phase of the helping process. Planning, also the beginning phase of the helping process. Intervention or plan implementation, middle or intervention phase. Evaluation, the ending phase. Also, termination, the ending phase. This step proceeds through time, and each step or phase is characterized by certain events and activities. These events and activities often tend to repeat themselves. So, we can clearly say that the steps are very separated to the other one, or the first step should be completely done before moving on to another. Generally, in real world, the steps work like this. The practitioner defines the problem of the client. Then, on planning solutions and modifications in the planned intervention, additional data may be added up and use it to firm the definition of the problem. Then, implementation of the plans. Later is the evaluation of progress and effectiveness of the problem-solving efforts. After the evaluation, the practitioner is either a continuation or termination of the problem-solving relationship. The process is best illustrated in the form of a spiral. The helping relationship. In our previous discussion, we mentioned how important the worker-client relationship in problem solving. Now, let's look at it further. Relationship is a basic concept in social work. The worker-client relationship is such a crucial factor. It can spell the difference between successful or unsuccessful problem solving. The general concept of the helping relationship is also applicable to the other relationship formed by the social worker. All of the workers' professional relationship should involve self-discipline and self-awareness. Being conscious to oneself in the course of helping requires judgment and maturity. Emmanuel Trapp, he developed an important set of statements that could very well sum up the essential characteristic of this worker's presentation of herself to each of her clients. Compassion, I deeply care about you. Mutuality, we are here in a common human level. Let's agree on plan and then let's walk the path together. Humility, please help me to understand. Respect, I consider you as having worth. I treat your ideas and feelings with consideration. Openness, I offer myself to you as you see me. Empathy, I'm trying to feel what you are feeling. Involvement, I'm trying to share and help in your efforts. The others are support, expectation, limitation, confrontation, planning, enabling, spontaneity and control, role and person, science and art. The elements of helping relationship. Self-awareness on the part of the helping person is very important. Self-awareness may be called for in situation where workers' values clash with the client's values. The worker is often not conscious that she is judging other person's behavior along with these values of a social worker. Let's say that a worker confronted a mother of 8 young children, 2 of whom were applicants for foster care, shouted in amazement. Itang iya anak tapos wala pa si Jay asawa? Self-awareness is also called for where there is a difference between the problems and priorities as his workers see them and her clients see them. Naomi I. Brill,
recognizing that a worker's values system defines her behavior and relationship with other people. She believes that an effective worker must be aware that she is a walking system of values. All means possible to become conscious of what these biases are. One of the most useful tools in this struggle is becoming sensitive to one's use of paranoid they. Strive to evaluate herself and her values objectively and rationally. Strive to change those values that need change, to differentiate between the dictate personal style of living and those that leave client free to step to the tune of different drummer. Bill commented that if the worker is comfortable with herself, she probably will not find it too difficult to respect the difference of other people. Authority is an important element of a helping relationship, and also the power that usually combined with it. Such authority carries certain powers for the worker. Example, the power to persuade or influence others. The power to take certain actions or decisions such as setting deadlines and establishing requirements. The power that existed often helps in development of the relationship because it gives the client a sense of security. Some of the social worker, however, tell their clients that they have no authority, saying to the client, pare-parehas lang tayo. The positive attributes of this denial is that the client may take this as a modest on the part of the worker. The negative side, the client may think that the worker is lying or have hidden agenda. Authority also is either good or bad. Commitment and obligation is also very important in the helping relationship because it is the responsibility which individual holds. To commit is to bind or to pledge oneself to a relationship. To obligate oneself is to perform the moral responsibility that goes with a pledge or a promise made. In current social work literature, the term helping contract is frequently used reference to the expectation and terms of the commitment and obligation of both clients and worker, which is often spelled out. Our concept of commitment and obligations goes beyond this. It is not one-sided, but a shared responsibility of both client and worker. Client is expected to participate actively and cooperate with the worker at problem-solving process. On the other hand, the worker's obligation includes giving accurate information and interpretation of agency's policies, rules, and services, proper use of information, being prompt with appointment made, etc. Lastly, there is one additional dimension of commitment which relate to the worker. It is commitment that is seen in the worker's responsible follow through of the client's problem situation, and a deep sense of accountability to the profession which is the source of her authority to help people and herself.
And that's the wrap of my report on social work helping process. Thank you for listening.